another top 50 healthiest food video for you today, and the food of the day is quinoa. Now don't be a fool in pronouncing quinoas, because that's not cool. It's spelled differently than it's pronounced. It's quinoa. Alright, so, and it's totally delicious. I love quinoa. It's a grain, but you can also ground it into a flour. It's a complete protein, and it's very, very nourishing. It is an anti-inflammatory, and it's high in fiber, which means it could help you lower your cholesterol if you have high cholesterol. It can reduce the risk of colon cancer as well. So that's something that's very good, because colon cancer seems to be a big problem now because a lot of people eat too much meat. And they think that meat may cause colon cancer because it stays in your body longer to digest. And it could be a problem. There's a low allergy risk with quinoa too. People have problems with wheat, as in celiac disease, and this is a great alternative to wheat. So today's recipe is really great. Let's begin. Alright guys, so today's recipe is super delicious, super satisfying. It's great in the winter. You could serve it cold in the summertime as well. I made this and brought this over to somebody's house for a picnic. It was really good. Very simple ingredients. Probably about 5 or 6 cups of broccoli. You don't have to be too exact. Some lemon juice, some Parmesan cheese, some cut up garlic. You can use the already cut up, or you could use fresh garlic. Some extra virgin olive oil. Of course, quinoa, the star. And this is totally optional. You could use pine nuts, or you could use almonds if you don't have pine nuts. Or you could, if you don't like nuts at all, you don't have to put them in at all. So let's begin. The first thing that we're going to do is cook our quinoa. So I recommend for a family to cook about 2 cups of quinoa. And the way that you cook it is you put it in a pot. If you're using 2 cups dry, then you put double the water. It's kind of like when you're cooking rice. So 2 cups times 2 is 4. So 2 cups of quinoa, 4 cups of water. You can add a little bit of salt to the water, or if you want to have a lot of flavor, you can use some vegetable stock, or if you're not vegetarian, you could use chicken stock. And you bring it up to a boil and let it simmer until it's tender. It doesn't take all that long to cook. After you bring it up to the boil, probably maybe 5-10 minutes tops. You know, just check it and make sure that you see that the outside of the seeds start to come off. That means that it's cooked. So let me get that cooked and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so while the quinoa is cooking, I'm going to steam my broccoli. I'm going to put it in the steamer. If you don't have a steamer, you could do it in the microwave or in a pan with a cover on it. Don't steam it more than 5 minutes. 3 minutes would be ideal, but if you have to let it go 5, let it go 5. Just make sure it's not all mushy and gross. So there's what the broccoli looks like. I've already got half of it inside my food processor. You could do this in a food processor, or if you have like a Ninja type blender like this. Half the broccoli, as much garlic as you like. I'm using about 2 tablespoons chopped up. If you don't really like garlic that much and you just want to use 1 clove, that's fine. Or if you want to use the elephant garlic because it's nice and mild, that will work as well. But you can use up to like 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. It'll all be good no matter what you decide. The recipe is not really dependent upon, well, I've used 2, you know, you have to stick with that. It's as much or as little as you want. But you should probably put in at least 1. I've got a half cup of pine nuts. You could also use almonds. I would use the blanched ones for this though, because you don't want all the skins in there. A half a cup of the Parmesan cheese, and, well, grated, and a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. So you're just going to want to pulse this until it gets combined. And then we're going to add in the rest of that broccoli, because you want some of it pureed and you want this one semi chopped up so that it shows in the finished product. Alright, so there's what the quinoa looks like when it's done. You can see that all of the liquid has been absorbed. And if you look very closely, you can see that the outer casings of the quinoa have started to come off. And if you taste it, it's not mushy, but it's not hard either. It's in between. So what you're going to do is put that in your bowl, and you're going to mix that up with about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, or about the juice of 1 whole lemon. Then just add your broccoli pesto and give it a good mix, and you'll be ready to eat. I see my tasty taster has arrived to test out the broccoli quinoa pesto. What do you think about that? Why don't you give it a taste? Is it good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll be having that for dinner tonight.
Yummy.
Enjoy.
I will.
Till next time.
Much love.